Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my podcast all about knitting, crocheting, lots and lots of yarn. Basically, that's what you're going to see, lots of yarn. So today is February 21st. It is about 10 a.m. here in Havelock, North Carolina, a very sunny Havelock, North Carolina. I had to start again because we had some lighting issues because it's very sunny today. I love it. The sun is out, the sky is gorgeous. It's supposed to be in the 70s today. Perfect. So I live here in Havelock with my husband and our two sons and my two dogs who just calmed down. They're calm. Let's see if they stay that way. It's like as soon as I hit record, they're like toddlers when you get on the phone, or kids, period, when you get on the phone. As soon as you get on the phone, they want your attention, and that's how the dogs are as soon as I hit record. They're like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I need you to pay attention to me right now. They're like kids. So they're sleeping right now. Let's see if they stay asleep. So you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady, and we do also have a group on Ravelry for the podcast. If you go to the groups tab and search Crazy Sock Lady Podcast, you can find it there. That's where you're going to find show notes, knit along information. We have the Swapple Swaps going on. You're going to find all kinds of stuff over there. So be sure to head over and check it out if you are not a member already. And you can find links down below in the down bar to everywhere that I just mentioned. And there will also should be show notes down below. I did that last time as well. I put the show notes under the video on YouTube, and I don't know, I just thought that would be something different to do. They're still going to be in the Ravelry group, but I just kind of copied and pasted everything and put it in both places. So there you have it, another place to find it. Take a little drink of coffee, and then we're going to jump in with administrative stuff. I've just got my regular coffee with peppermint mocha creamer in my Arizona mug. Yeah, I love these You Were Here mugs. My sister Cassie and I are kind of collecting them, and we're very upset that there's no West Virginia mug. There's Virginia and there's not West Virginia. Still no West Virginia mug. Get on that, Starbucks. Get on that. All right, but Ravelry group stuff. We have the Swapple Swaps going on. We always have at least one of those going on. Right now we have two that are open. First, I want to show you, I received the last one that shipped, and this was by Seanies Yarnies. I'm going to put it down here because I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly. But here are the yarns for that. And these are really pretty. So if you are doing Scrappy projects or anything like that, head over and check out the Swapple Swaps. They're a lot of fun to get this package every month and be so surprised. And you don't have to sign up for a certain amount of months. You can pick and choose which ones that you want to do. Right now we have Show Me Yarn. There are 11 spots open for that. You need to sign up and pay by March 15th. Then we also have Muddled Colors, and we have 24 spots open for that, and you need to sign up and pay by April 15th. And for these, you'll get a bag like this with 10 40-yard minis. The prices range from $30 to $40 depending on where you live. So if you are interested, you can head over and check out the threads in the Ravelry group, and that'll give you all the details as far as how much you need to pay, how to sign up and pay. Everything you could want to know will be in those threads. So my bangs are driving me nuts today. I might need to pin these up. I don't know why I got bangs, guys, because I think they're gonna look so cute. I'm going to love them, and then they drive me bonkers, and that's what these are doing. What knit-alongs that we have going on right now, we have the Sock Crazy Cow for 2018, and that is a year-long knit-along for any socks that you make, shorties, long ones, whatever you make, other than baby socks, those do not count. We'll do drawings every 3 months throughout the year for that one. Then we have the Selfish Cow, and this one ends March 31st. So this is anything that you make for yourself. You can enter that over in the thread. And double dipping is allowed with all of my cows, always. And I do want to mention that Girls in the Yarn Cafe podcast, they are having a It's Not For You, I believe is the name of it, knit along. And this is, I should have wrote this down, sweaters, shawls, and socks. Right? Am I right, ladies? I hope I'm right. Sweaters, shawls, socks. Those, if they're for yourself, you can head over and check out their Ravelry group. And if you don't watch them, you should, because they crack me up. I love them. All right, then we have the Crazy Sock Lady Designs Make Along. That is for any knit or crochet pattern of mine. You can enter those. It'll be year long, and we'll do drawings every 3 months. All right, I paused, and you see what I did there? They're pinned. I don't know about you guys, but that was gonna drive me nuts if I was fixing them the entire time. So I wanna mention that I'm still waiting on one prize winner to contact me from last episode. Can you guys hear the jet flying over? It's like right over the house. From last episode for the crochet along. So if you participated in the crochet along in my Ravelry group, make sure you watch episode 39 to see if you are a winner, because I'm still waiting on one person to message me their shipping information. Now I want to let you guys know about a new knit along. Sorry guys if the lighting gets a little funky. It's a gorgeous day out, but there are some clouds, so the sun is kind of going behind a cloud and then it comes back out again. So I apologize for any crazy lighting. But a new knit along that starts March 1st. I'm going to be co-hosting this with the Amber from Maker's Haven Yarn and Maker's Haven podcast. And this is going to be a bag make along. So you can knit or crochet any bag. There are a ton of patterns on Ravelry. I was just on there this morning looking, and I have not narrowed it down yet because there are so many cute ones. But this will start March 1st and end April 30th, right? Yes, April 30th. I couldn't remember if there were 30 or 31 days in April. April 30th. There will be chatter and FO threads in Amber's group as well as in my group, so you can become a member of both groups if you are not already and enter into both places. Basically, it's going to be pretty easy going. Knit or crochet a bag and it will count. So I was looking at bags on Ravelry this morning, like I said, and I've narrowed it down to what kind of bag I want to make, just not what specific pattern yet. So I'm going to do a drawstring bag. I found a few different patterns for like a smaller bag, probably like this. That would be perfect for notions to just kind of pop down in a project bag. And then I also found some larger drawstring bags that would be perfect for like a sock project or something like that. You guys can probably hear that. So loud. All right, so that new knit along, I hope you guys are excited about that one. I'm really excited. Definitely it's going to be a drawstring bag that I'm going to do, and I'll talk more about it next time and hopefully have one started and be able to show you guys the yarn and everything that I decide to use. I kind of have some ideas in my head for what yarn I want to use, but I'm not sure. So we'll talk about that more next time. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up since it'll start March 1st, and that'll be before the next time I record, so that you can go ahead and start looking at patterns if you're interested in joining us. All right, now it's time for finished objects. And I do want to say that for works in progress and finished objects, there are projects pages for everything. So if you have any questions, I don't mention something, or I've changed something and you want to see if there are notes, you can head over to Ravelry and check out the pages. If you're still not sure about something or something's missing, you can feel free to send me a message. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you guys have. My first finished object, I don't even have to show you guys. It's not here. It's been mailed, and this is the wrap that I made for my Auntie Katie. I showed this as a work in progress last episode. I did take some pictures before I sent it off, and I did post them on Instagram, so you've probably already seen them if you follow me there. But I'll go ahead and insert those here so that you guys can see the wrap finished. And she actually received it yesterday, and she loves it. I included some other little bits in her package as well, just kind of little pick-me-ups, things to make her smile, some chocolates, a devotional book, just some little things that I thought she might enjoy. So this wrap, there is no pattern for it. It's just one that I came up with, I used Knit Picks Swish DK, and Sugar Plum is the purple color, and Dove Heather is the gray. And I used a US 5 3.75 millimeter needle. Now I had quite a few people ask me about a pattern for this. At this time I'm not going to write it up. I kind of just want, I don't know, it's just special to her, I think. I don't know. So right now I'm not going to write it up. But I do have a special project coming up. It's a work in progress right now, and I'm not going to show you guys just yet. But it includes a little bit of this wrap pattern. So it's something super special, and it'll probably be ready to go in a couple of days. So keep an eye out on Instagram, because it'll definitely should be ready to go before I record next. So There will be something, you guys will get a bit of that pattern in a certain form. You can probably guess how, but yeah, I'll release all the details on that because I'm super, super excited about the whole aspect of this new design. So that is my first finished object, and my next one is really not super duper exciting. It's a couple of dishcloths. So this is the Knit Picks Dishy in the Cabin, I believe, colorway. I don't have it, it's over there. But I believe this is Cabin. And the pattern is Slant Dishcloth. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and the link on Ravelry takes you to Knit Picks. So you can just go to Knit Picks and get it directly from there as well. So that's those. These are for Amber of Yarn Hoarder, her dishcloth challenge that she is doing, 1 a week. So this is from last week and the week before. So I've been trying to do them on Wednesdays, which is today. So I'm gonna have to get some started. And I actually have, in this bag sitting over here, some yarn. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law were here last weekend, and my mother-in-law asked if I had any dishcloths made up, and she'll do that occasionally, ask if I have some made up, because usually I do have a couple made up that are just kind of sitting out shopping. She picked these up and asked me to make dishcloths for her out of these. So she picked up 3 different colors. They're the Sugar and Cream, because we were up at Michael's, and this is Capri Ombre, Sunrise Ombre, and Fruit Punch. So I'm going to try, sorry, I'm going to reach down and grab that. I'm going to try to get one for her done on Wednesdays, as well as the one for the dishcloth challenge, because the ones that I'm making, I'm setting aside to use as Christmas gifts and then to have some for myself as well. I kind of like to get all new dishcloths made up when we move to a new place, so I'm hoping to have some set aside for when we move to Arizona. But yeah, hopefully I can get 2 done every Wednesday, and they go pretty fast, so I don't think it'll be a problem, but that's kind of the plan, and then I can get these done and get these mailed out to her. But it was nice because she said that she has a drawer full of other dishcloths, but she doesn't use them. She just uses the ones I've made her. And that's it for finished objects. I don't think I finished anything else. Just those 2 things. The wrap took up so much knitting time because I really, really wanted to get it done. I wanted to get it done before my aunt's second treatment, but it didn't happen. She had her second treatment last week, which, you guys, huge thank you so much for all of the prayers and thoughts that you're sending her. She's feeling them, and she had such good news at her last appointment. Her tumor has shrunk half an inch. Half an inch. And that was just her second treatment day. And I don't know if they did the scans before or after her treatment. I didn't ask. But she said her tumor shrunk half an inch. And that her oncologist was amazed. So she's doing great. She's still feeling really, really good. She still has a long road ahead of her as far as all of her treatments and surgery and all of that goes. But she's in good spirits and she's still feeling good. They did have some bad news. Her husband, my great uncle, was just diagnosed with cancer as well. I still think I'm kind of in shock over that because what are the odds? Like, if you think about it statistically, what are the odds that she gets diagnosed and then within a month he gets diagnosed with a different kind of cancer? What are the odds of that? That seems kind of crazy to me. Like, so yeah, they don't know details on his yet as far as treatments and everything that he will need. They have an appointment next week to kind of get everything figured out for him. So yeah, keep sending all of your prayers and good thoughts towards them. They are seriously the sweetest couple, would give the shirt off their back, help anyone do anything, and my heart is just feeling for them. Works in progress is what we're going to go to next, and I have a couple of things to show you today. First, in my Craft House Magic bag, I have the tea that I am making that I can't pronounce the name of, so I'm going to put it right down there. That one right there. So I am loving this project. This is a lace weight held double is what the pattern calls for. So I am using Anzola Wash My Lace in the Country Green colorway. And I've gotten a good bit done on this. I worked on it last week, Friday, at knitting. And I did have some waist shaping, probably right in here. And now it's just straight stockinette. So the sides are rolling. It's wider than it looks, but that's where I'm at on that. And I have to do the straight stockinette. I don't know, I probably have a good bit more. I think it's like 18 something inches is how long it needs to be before I start doing the armhole stuff, I think is what is next. So that's that. This is the back side of it. And I love the fabric that Holding Lace Weight double is making. So I'm excited to get some more work done on this. This has made me want to make all of the garments, all of the tees. I've been looking up a ton of knitted t-shirt patterns. So many of them that I want to make. It's ridiculous. But I'm just absolutely loving this. I think it's going to be perfect for Arizona because even in the winter I'll be able to wear this because it doesn't get super duper cold most of the time. But yeah, this will be perfect. And it really has me so inspired and wanting to make all of the knitted garments. That's just what I'm feeling drawn towards right now. Knitted garments and scrappy projects. That's just where my heart is at the moment. So I'm excited to be able to get some more work done on this now. Because the wrap, I was really focusing on that. And things have just been crazy lately. So I feel like I've been getting a lot of knitting done, but not as much as normal. Just with Eric being gone so much for work and we had company and I just feel kind of off my normal routine a bit. And I was trying to really get the wrap done. So that was taking up a ton of knitting time because I was really trying to be as monogamous with that as I could be. And then the other, like I teased about the other little special project that kind of has to do with the wrap. That it took up a lot of knitting time too, and I'm just finishing up that right now. So this, hopefully, once I get a couple other works in progress off my needles, this will fly because it just went so fast. I don't know what it is, but I sit down, I think it's because it's just straight stockinette, I sit down and just fly right through it. So I'm really enjoying it. All right, next work in progress. Let's see. I've got my February Desert Vista Dye Work socks in this bag from Missy from Minnesota. Perfect for Valentine's Day. And I don't think I had one done. I've got one done minus the heel. I've got it marked for where my afterthought heel is going to go. Woo, I'm going to drop it. And every time I post a picture, I get a question about these. But I mark every 10 rows just so that it's easier to count. And then I make my second sock to match according to the rows. I don't measure, I measure the first sock, but then I know how many rows I've done and I do that many rows on the second sock to make sure that they match. So this is where I'm at on the second sock. And this is, like I said, it's my February Desert Vista Dye Work socks, and it is the Patsy colorway. So that's those. And I've got my needle cozy from the Scrappy thread. And these have kind of been my car, ferry, basketball practice, basketball game, because I don't knit during Austin's games, but I knit during warm-ups and stuff. So this has just been my take along because it's in such a small little bag. It fits perfectly in my purse. I even took it out in the pharmacy line while I was waiting at the pharmacy and did a couple of rows. Got a couple weird looks for that one, but whatever. But yeah, it's been my take along, and that's worked great because last month was such a mad rush to get it done. I did not want that to happen this month. And so far, so good this month. I feel like I need to sit down and get a decent amount of work done on the second sock now, but I'm not as rushed, I feel like, towards the end of this month. All right. So I have in my bag from Bag She Built some socks for Wyatt, and I've shown you guys these before. I don't remember if I showed them last episode or not, so I don't remember if you guys saw the finished one. I think you did. I can't remember. So there's one of these, and this is Patton's Croy in the Singin' the Blue Stripes. And I weighed this one with what I had left of the second, or of the ball, and I have enough to get the second sock done. So these are, it's only a 50-gram skein of yarn, and I'm gonna have enough to make a pair of socks for Wyatt, which is pretty exciting. So there's sock number 1. Sock number 2 is started. Don't have a ton done on it, but these socks, I've been so weird lately with like planning out my knitting when I knit on certain things. Like these are my take along socks that I knit when I'm out on the go, and Wednesday is dishcloth day, Sunday is Scrappy Sunday. I don't know what my deal is, but these have been my morning socks. So usually I have a little bit of time to sit and knit between when I get up and when I get the boys up. So these are what I've been working on during that little bit of time. Sometimes it's not very much, 5 or 10 minutes maybe, but I sit down and I get just a couple of rows done. So this is the second sock, and I'm doing these on US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. These are Chalgu red lace. I haven't talked about any of the needles I've been using. These, my February Desert Vista Dye Work socks, are on my signature needles, the fixed sock needles on US 1 2.25 millimeter. That's what I do all of my socks on. So that's the second sock. Cuffs done, I'm on to the leg. And since I didn't mention any of my needles, my T is on my Likey needles. I know that's not how you say it. My Likey needles, US 8 5 millimeter. And that's what the pattern called for, and it's working out pretty good so far, I say, with those. All right, I think this is the last work in progress. Yes. So this, it's in a bag that I got from a swap that I did a while back. And it's pretty much outgrown the bag. I've just been shoving it down in there. So this is my Road to Rhinebeck shawl. I started this when it was a mystery knit along last fall. And I had asked a while back on a previous episode, before Christmas I think, whether I should frog it or finish it. And the vote was to finish it, and I decided I'm going to finish it and give it to my sister Cassie for next Christmas, since I didn't get it done by this Christmas. So I've been working on it a little bit here and there. These are the worst collars to like accurately get on camera. Just going to say that. Maybe if I show the skeins, they'll show up a little bit better. Not really. So this is Knit Pick Swish DK, right? Yes. In Marina and Eggplant are the colorway names. So like I said, I started this a long time ago. It's just been sitting, waiting on me to get it done. And I love the pattern, but it was the yarn and the color choices that I just was not crazy about. I didn't end up being that crazy. If I would have done like purple and gray or this color in gray, that would have been more me. But these two together, I don't know. My sister Cassie has seen it and loves the colors, so she's definitely getting this. But what I decided to do with this is do at least 2 rows a day. 2 rows a day. Commit to that, and then I'm going to see it get done a little bit faster than if I just let it sit and not do anything on it. So 2 rows a day. At least there have been a couple of days where I've done like 4 or 6 rows. This section I'm in now is a stitch I have never done before, and it's taking a little bit more thought. So it's been 2 rows a day. I think I'm only like 4 rows in, 6 rows in to this last bit, but I'm doing it on my Knit Picks Caspian, I believe. Yeah, I think that's the Caspian. Interchangeable set, a US 7 4.5 millimeter needle. So it's getting there. This is the last pattern section, and then I think there's like a final section at the end. I can't remember, but I'm excited to do the 2 rows a day. That And then once this is done, I don't really have a lot of languishing whips. That's the big one that I have because I don't count my Scrappy projects. Those are so ongoing. But that's like my big languishing whip is that shawl. And then I have a couple of other tiny little things that need finishing. But I'm going to do 2 rows a day. Once that's done, I'll move on to the next whip that's just kind of sitting and do the same with it. And I think that'll give me a nice balance because I get so excited about a new project that things do tend to fall, something like this, where I'm not crazy about the yarn I chose. And it's not really the yarn, it's the collars. But that I'm not crazy about one particular aspect of, that'll tend to get pushed to the back. I've done it so many times. So 2 rows a day, that's gonna be my goal, and I'm gonna try to stick with that. But that is it for regular works in progress. Now I'm gonna show you a Scrappy project. I'm not gonna show you all of the Scrappy projects because they haven't really seen a significant amount of work. I have so many that I jump around to that it just doesn't make sense to show every single one every episode for just a tiny little amount of work. But I started a new one because I needed to, right? It's actually right back here. And this is all that I worked on this past Sunday. So if you're new to the podcast, you may not have heard about Scrappy Sunday. I have decided to set Sundays aside just for Scrappy projects. That's all that I've been working on Sundays, and it's been amazing. It is such a palette cleanser and gets me ready for the new week ahead. And I just love my Scrappy projects so much. So this was all that I worked on this past Sunday. I started it and could not put it down. And I've just got it in a Longaberger basket, and I've got Notions pouch from my friend Karen, and then a bunch of minis in here. And these are ones that have been added to Cozy Memories because I kind of have a system with how my minis get added into my projects. They go into Cozy Memories first. I make a square in there. And then if there's a tiny bit left, I'll just go ahead and put it in my crochet corner to corner bag. But there are some that like have a good bit left. I don't know, they just have a decent chunk of yarn left. And I will occasionally pick something out of here and use it in another project or something. But it's just too much that I don't want to put that much in my crochet corner to corner because that's been smaller scraps in my mind. Like, I don't know. This is what goes on in my brain. But I started this. I started a log cabin and I love it. I really did not want to put this down. So I did not follow a specific pattern for this. And I need to thank my friend Tanya for this because she started one. And then I had to do it too. I had to be a copycat and do what Tanya's doing. So I started this and I'm just kind of going crazy with it. Like I said, I'm not following a pattern. I know there are some on Ravelry, but I just kind of went for it. So this center part right here, this is the first section I did. I'm using US 2.75 millimeter because I wanted a bit of a denser fabric for this. So this first part right here, I cast on 40 for this. And what I'm doing, because you're picking up stitches along the edges, so I knit the first stitch of every row through the back loop, and then the last stitch I slip with the yarn in front. I made a project page and I noted that on there and how much I cast on for this. And then I'm just kind of winging it for the rest. So I did this first, then I went over here and along the edge, I just picked up the stitches here, right along there and knit this way. Then I did this. So I picked up the stitches from the side of this and the bottom of this, knit that. Then I went around here and did that. And now I'm working on this part right here. And I'm just gonna kind of go crazy with it. I'm not doing the same amount of rows for each section at all. They're just kind of, oh yeah, I'm done with that. Or I've used up enough of that yarn. Or there's way too much of that. This is all I'm putting in there. That's kind of what I'm doing. And then I've started a magic knot ball with what's left of the skeins to go ahead and pop in my corner to corner crochet blanket. So that's what I'm doing with this. And like I said, I love it. I could not wait to get one section done and move on to the next. I was so excited. I don't know. I just love this. And I love that it's going to be crazy. That there's not going to be, each section's not going to be the same size or anything. I'm just doing whatever and going with it. So we'll see how it turns out in the end. Since I'm not doing any, like there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just going around and picking up and knitting. So that's my latest Scrappy project. Like I said, because I needed another one. I mean, I had that basket sitting there filling up with stuff, so I felt like I needed to do something with it, but that makes 4 Scrappy blankets and a Scrappy pair of socks. That's my Scrappy projects that I have on the go. But if you are doing Scrappy projects and you are on Instagram, make sure on Sundays to use the hashtag Scrappy Sunday so that I can check that out and see what you guys are working on. I love seeing everybody's Scrappy projects and seeing everybody that is participating, and even some people that are inspired to start their first Scrappy project because of Scrappy Sunday. It's so exciting. Right now we have yarn that I have gotten recently. First I'm going to show you some yarn that was sent. I'm going to go ahead and open it real quick so the crinkling will stop. This was sent to me by Denise of Yoshi and Lucy Knits. And first I'll show you what she sent for some pattern supports that I'm going to use for a new sock design. This is on her Isabel base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend, 463 yards, 100 grams. There's her cute label, Yoshi and Lucy. And this color is called That's My Jam. So I love this. You guys know I love purple, and this is kind of purple with, I don't know, the way the light hits it, sometimes it looks like it's got the tiniest bit of pink in it. So pretty. So this will be for a new sock design, and then she also sent a skein of yarn for you guys. So this is on the same base, and it's called Graffiti. Look how fun that is. I love the colors in this. So this will be a prize for maybe the sock knit along or something coming up. I wanted to show you this. This is not yarn, but this is the cutest thing. I just can't with this. Look how cute this is. Can you guys even handle this? I mean, look at those. They're the tiniest little scissors ever. And this came from Never Not Knitting. I saw a couple of people post about these and I had to have them. So it's nevernotknitting.com. And I'll of course link it in the show notes. And this, they came separately. So you bought the scissors, little, they call bonsai scissors, I think, but they are just the tiniest, cutest, and they cut so well. They're just adorable. I mean, look how tiny those are. And then this you could order separately. And I just thought this was so cute. And then there's a magnet down inside of here. So when you stick them down in there, the magnet kind of grabs onto them. Perfect. And then there's also a ring on the end of the sleeve section here. And they have little chains that you can get to attach to this and like attach it to your project bag or whatever you want to attach it to. So I just thought that was super cute and I had to share. Last thing that I got in the past couple of weeks was this. So I have plans, let me grab the pattern, to make the mix and match cardigan. This is a pattern by Mina Phillip. Excuse me. By Mina Phillip. And I've been wanting to make this since she first started designing it. So I ordered the yarn for it finally. I could not decide what color I wanted, but I decided on this dark, it's not going to show up at all. This is like a dark green, and it just has, I don't know, it's very tonal. Very tonal. So like I said, oh, maybe. Yeah, that's kind of accurate. Not bad. Isn't that pretty? Very dark, but I love this. I love it. I think this will be something I will wear a lot. And green tends to kind of pull the green out in my eyes when I wear it, so I'm really excited. This is her Yowza. And with the Yowza, as I'm sure many of you know, there are 560 yards, and it's 100% superwash merino wool. So I ordered 3 of these because that'll be enough to do, I think I'm gonna do the medium large version. I could do the medium and that would fit perfect, but I think I want it a little oversized. So I'm gonna go with medium large. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because the medium, like I said, it'll fit, but I want it big, I think. Big and oversized cardigan. And the Yowza, I believe it's like a light worsted. I know a lot of people work it up as DK, and the mix and match cardigan you can use either DK or worsted. So I think this will be absolutely perfect. And this was my first time ordering from Miss Babs. Now I have some yarn, these purples, these 3, and then that big one right there. Those are Miss Babs that I got at Rhinebeck, but I've never ordered from her website. So this was the first order that I did with her. And it was crazy because there was all this stuff and I was like, I didn't order this stuff, but it said there was a thing in here. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. And it says, thank you for your first Miss Babs purchase. So they give you a little gift of 3 of Babs' favorite, all that stuff just fell on the floor. 3 of Babs' favorite stitch markers, which are my favorite kind as well. Just the little rings. These ones have a little bead on them. But there was that, and let me get everything that just fell on the floor. There was a tape measure, which you can never have too many of these, ever. Honestly, I don't think you can because I'm always losing them, so I always welcome more of those. There was a little swatch in here of Zombie Prom, and this is her heavy lace weight with merino wool and tussa silk. There's that. It's a very pretty color. And then there was a pattern. This is the Dexter cardigan by Isabel Kramer. And I love that. So I think this might have to be something I make as well. I've never seen that pattern, but it's just a basic cardigan with a little bit of detailing, it looks like, a little bit of pattern detail. But it does say that, please accept this pattern with our compliments. It may not work with your yarn weight. If you will not use it, please pass it along to someone who will. So I don't know if that's just something they do for first-time orders or what, but I thought that was just so sweet. I mean, all these extra little goodies, I could not believe it. Sweet. So I'm excited to get started on this. I just want to cast on all of the garments right now. That's all I want to knit, which is insane because usually it's socks, socks, socks for me. That's all I want to knit. And lately, I don't know, ever since I started this tea, I've just been wanting to make all of the garments. I want to start them all right now. That's my problem, is that I want to start them all right now. But that is it as far as knitting content goes. That's all, folks. So now just a little bit of chatter if you care to stick around and hear about the craziness that's been going on lately. So my mother-in-law and sister-in-law were here the weekend before last, and we had a great visit. Eric left the Sunday that they were here, that Sunday morning. But they got to see Austin's basketball game that Saturday, and that Saturday was also mine and Eric's 12th wedding anniversary. So that was exciting, and after Austin's game, we went out and had a nice lunch in New Bern and kind of walked around a little bit. But yeah, 12-year wedding anniversary, that's kind of crazy to think about. And I had some people ask on Instagram exactly how long Eric and I have been together. I met Eric when I was in 9th grade. We did not start dating until I was a junior. So we met when I was a freshman. We started dating when I was a junior in high school. And we've basically been together ever since and married 12 years. We started dating when I was 16. And yeah, I'm 31. So we've been together for a long time. But yes, 12 years. That's crazy. Totally crazy. Speaking of Eric, he is still in Arizona. He will be back Saturday. He's been out there. It'll be 2 weeks this weekend. And then he will be home for about a week. And then he goes out to Arizona again. And it stinks having him gone, but we wanted to stay here until the kids finished the school year. We really didn't want to move them in the middle of a school year. That just seemed, I don't know what would have made it easier and what would have made it harder. I think it's going to be hard either way for them to leave their friends. So I don't know, but we wanted them to be able to finish the school year. So we're glad that we're able to do that, and that the company is letting him work here and work out there, work here, work out there. But it does stink having him gone, and it's kind of like if you are in the military or you've been in the military and you've had your spouse leave, the deployment curse. We're not active duty, but still, I'm like that deployment curse. And if you're not familiar with that, it's that as soon as they leave, everything goes wrong around the house, with vehicles, something happens. And you're like, why does this happen when they're gone? That's what's been going on around here this time. It's been crazy. I've had to be Miss-Fix It, and I've kind of figured that out about myself, that I can fix things. Like, I can do it. I can. So we had the sink get clogged up. Like, and there have been other things too, but this is just what's happened since yesterday. So I went to do dishes last night, and I was rinsing a couple of things before I put them in the dishwasher, and I had pots and pans that I needed to actually hand wash. As I'm rinsing, the water's not draining, and then it starts backing up into the other sink. And I'm like, what in the world? So I get the Drano and try to let it sit for a while. No, it sat for like 30 minutes, probably. Nothing. So I'm like, I don't know, can you plunge a sink? Like, let's try that. So I tried to plunge. Nothing. So I thought, this is great. So I kind of stood there and had a moment, and then was like, okay, I've got to fix this. I've got to fix this. There's no one else here to fix this. So I put some gloves on, and I got under that sink, and I took everything apart and cleaned out where the blockage was, put it all back together, and it's working. It's good. It's good to go. I was so, like, proud of myself. It was just that, oh my gosh, I fixed that. I fixed it right. It's not leaking all over the place. It's unclogged. We're good to go. I got everything tight enough under the sink. It may seem so ridiculous. It probably does. But I don't know. I fixed it. I fixed it all by myself. I don't know. I was pretty proud of myself. And then this morning, I started the dishwasher after breakfast, left the room, go back into the kitchen, and there was water all over the floor. So I have no idea. I didn't mess with the dishwasher last night, so I don't think I did anything when I fixed the sink. I have no idea. I don't know what happened, but there was water everywhere, and it was coming out the bottom of the door of the dishwasher. I had to mess around with that this morning and fix the leaky dishwasher, but I did it. I ran another cycle just to make sure, and nothing leaked out. I had like towels everywhere ready to get any leaking that came out, but it was good. It didn't leak, so I fixed it. I've also fixed a toilet in the past 2 weeks. Go me. that's so ridiculous yeah, I don't know. I'm so proud of myself though that I fixed those things. I did not have to call my dad and ask my dad for advice. I did not have to call property management and have them fix it. I did it myself. I did it. Silly things that you get excited about. But that is pretty much the excitement that's been going on around here. I'm ready to have Eric home, even if it is only for a week. The kids miss him. I miss him. The dogs really miss him. So we're excited that he'll be home for a week and we get to spend a little bit of time with him before he heads back out to Arizona. And I'm not even sure how long he'll be gone this second time. He hasn't said. That's going to wrap it up for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you again in a couple of weeks for the next episode. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.